What's up, Chicago? We're excited, man. We can't wait to break down what the Bears executed on a strategic masterclass in 2025 NFL Draft, spearheaded by new head coach Ben Johnson and GM Ryan Poles. They've learned many different ways to skin a cat, man. They've leveraged three savvy trades, two with Buffalo, one with the Rams. We're going to get into all this and more and get into the draft grades too. Hang on tight and enjoy the show.
Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Hello and welcome again to Chicago Sports Podcast. 5 for Chicago, guys. Bears on tracks. I'm with your boy, the host with the most, the man, the myth, the legend, Kris with a K. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Good, man.
Beautiful day after draft day. Beautiful.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, I can match that beautifulness because it is nice and warm here in Chicago finally. So I'm enjoying that, man. I'm enjoying that. Let's get into the draft and all the pleasantries, man, because I'm excited about what they just did, man. I'm about to pick your brain, about to pick the chat's brain. Shout out to the chat, man. We got over 50 in the building already.
Woo.
So much for showing up and showing out, man. We got a lot to unpack with you guys. And here's the deal, man. Like I said, the Chicago Bears executed a strategic masterclass in 2025 NFL Draft, man. It's been crazy. It's been bananas. Freaking the new head coach, Ben Johnson, and GM Ryan Poles, they leveraged three savvy trades, man. Two with Buffalo and one with the Rams to secure the top 72, man. Top 72. It was crazy. It was crazy. 4 at the top 72, man. I like it. Including a 26 fourth rounder for next year. And they landed an impactful one that, basically what you did here, it tailored Johnson's high octane offense. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you could tell, like, he definitely had his hand in the cookie jar with this. And Dennis Allen's aggressive defense. Everybody got a little something from Colston Loveland's mismatch prowess at tight end to Luther Burden, the third, right? Yeah, I think it's the third. His explosiveness, playmaking, and basically it all tailored for trench bolstering too, because that had to happen too for guys like Ozzy Trapilo and Luke Newman to disrupt the defenders. You got Shamar Turner, Ruben Hypolite the second. We'll get into him even later on. Zah Frasier and power back Kyle Manangay. This rookie class, man, it embodies balance and versatility on both sides of the ball. Tonight, I'll fire rapid questions with Kris Brown tonight, diving deep into film metrics and scheme fit to deliver bold, passion, charge grades, and forecast rookies that's going to ignite Chicago's resurgence, guys. Let's talk to Kris and pick his brain a little bit about the coaching and the front office synergy, man. I mean, Kris, you could tell like this is a whole different thing going on here. You can see that you got Ben Johnson's proven offensive blueprint. They've really let him do what he needs to do. Ben Johnson arrives from Detroit after orchestrating the NFL's top scoring offense in 2024 with 33 points per game and a historic campaign featuring 6 40-point games with a turnover. I think if you take those 6 40-point games, that's more than probably what we scored all freaking season, Kris. His scheme transforms tight ends into seamless attacking weapons and unleashes downfield speed in zone-based concepts, man. Tonight, I'm going to ask my boy, my host with the most, how Loveland's route versatility will fit Johnson's multiple tight end sets and whether Trapilo's his length can mirror the Lions tackle play, man. And we're also going to get into Ryan Poles' calculated draft philosophy, man. What Ryan Poles is doing is it's pretty bananas. I like it. I really like what he's doing. He taught us that wins comes from value over hype, trading down to accumulate picks and extracting extra draft capital, netting a future 2026 fourth rounder while maintaining top end talent acquisitions. I'm going to quiz my guy on how Poles' best available versus fan favorite doctrine shaped the choice of Turner the Burner over flashier names and whether Hypolite's special teams acumen justified a day 3 selection, man. So here's what we'll talk about also that I'm really excited about is the draft day maneuvers, trades, and board control. Day 2, Buffalo. Traded picks, 41, 72, and 240. What did we receive? A 56, a 62, and 109 to home in on tight end and linebacker premium talent. Day 3 at Buffalo, we piloted 103. Here's what we netted, guys, 132 and 169. And this is exactly what my GM, Kris, was preaching to me about when we had our little fun with the mock draft. Like you were in the building, Kris. I said, man, did they grab my boy Kris? Am I ever going to get him back? Because they, I didn't know if you got a call, bro. I mean, seriously, it was like you were in the building. So here's what they did when they flipped the Rams. 148 for 196. Okay. And then we got a 2026 fourth rounder, and we hoisted 4 of the top 72 overall selections for roster depth, man. I mean, why does this matter? I'll tell you why it matters, because shame on anybody that has a problem with this, because y'all told me to not trade up. You said tracks. Do not trade up for your running back. Do not trade up at all costs. Don't trade up for Ashton Genty. We need draft picks. We need depth. Well, they went and did it. And guess what you guys did? You cried about that too. Not all of you. I'm only speaking to a few of you. So please don't, go all freaking OG style, internet gangster on me and swipe me, in the chat. I'm not saying all y'all's, but there are some of you that are coming sideways at me and other people too, not just me. But these moves, man, they guarantee strategic flexibility, Kris. Empowered Poles to target Loveland, Trapilo, and Turner, and laid groundwork for future assets, Kris, for accumulation, man. We're going to talk about player by player depth, and we're going to dive into letter grades also. And this is where I'm really going to need Kris here. But right now, all we're doing is unpacking about what's about to go down, man. Let's first talk about Colston Loveland, and I'm going to ask Kris a couple questions, and you guys in the chat too, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Oops.
Chat showed up in the clutch in a huge way.
So listen, Kris, Colston Loveland at pick 10, okay, bro? Here's his profile, guys. 6'5", 245, fluid athlete, soft hands, 21 and a half inch catch radius and red zone dominance, man. Johnson's prototype H-back creates mismatches in line or motion into the slot, guys. Let me ask you a question, bro. How does Loveland's awareness in option routes translate to pro-level space creation for you, man? What do you see there, brother?
That means he has, in order to be able to be used when it comes to those option routes, he has to understand zone coverages and find the holes. Then on top of that, he's a big target, hands catcher, fluid. If you throw the ball up in the air, he can come down with it with a 6'5" frame, but 248. Like, man, look, That type of thing, it's hard to beat. It's a mismatch for linebackers. It's a mismatch for a safety. You could just tell it's something like similar when the Lions selected Sam Laporta. There's a guy similar to that, fluid, hands, big body guy that could just catch the ball and go get it.
I like that. I like that. And I want to say something to you about Sam Laporta, and I agree. I think this guy has the measurables of him. You definitely could see where, okay, listen, you could see it going on, right? You could see what's about to go down. You could see all the measurables. But here's what I want to share with you, Kris, if you don't mind. This is what Ben Johnson said, in a press conference. He said, bro, it's not just about the on field, it's the off field. It's his swag.
Mm.
It's his swagger. It's what he does when he doesn't have the ball. He said, listen, Kris, listen, we as coaches are going to be, my staff is going to be looking at you when you don't have the ball as much as when you do have the ball. Because if you're not in the play and you take yourself out of the play, we're going to, you're not going to get the rock as much as you normally would. But if you continue that play, if you stay in the play and you help your teammate out, then we're going to find creative ways to keep you in the game and get you, in on the ball more. So he's going to reward good behavior. He's going to reward what it's like to be a true teammate, man. And this is the culture. This is what I was talking to Darius about today. A lot of people, Kris, and you and I have already talked about this a lot. A lot of people, with the whole culture thing, they think it's a cute little cuddly word. And I don't think they really understand what it means. Basically, when you look at culture, it's like, what are we allowing these guys to get away with and what we're not allowing them to get away with? And the first thing that he did, bro, was take the cell phones away. I thought that was huge. I thought that was good. It's a little difficult to do that, but I think he wants their undivided attention and he wants them all to buy in. So getting back to this, the blocking matters. Being in the play matters. When you don't have the ball in your hands, and this is going to get rid of those bad funks where guys get in, and they're like, oh well, I don't get the ball all the time. You know how that pops up occasionally. You're not going to get that in this locker room, because it's like, guess what, if coach made me go through this, and you got to go through this, right? So touch on that a little bit, Kris, and how, like, a guy, if they see that Coloulston Loveland is this guy, and he is like a Sam Laporta type in this, particular behavior and showing up in big games and big plays and all this stuff, why this matters, when you're picking your first round, like he said in the, you're my first pick. This is huge. This is, a match made in heaven. We're going to cook with grease. This is all the things that he said to him, man. This wasn't a mistake. This guy is a former tight ends coach. So by that, you automatically already know that this guy knows how to evaluate talent better than you and I can, right?
Of course. And the thing about it is that when you look at Colston Loveland's career at Michigan, what is he mainly doing for the most part? He's blocking. He doesn't really have a lot of catches for the most part when you look at his career. But when he does make these catches, it's in pivotal moments. It shows off the talent that he has as a pass catcher. And so on top of that, when you draft a guy that has that already within his DNA because of what he went through in Michigan, and it says a lot. And then on top of that, taking away the cell phones and everyone makes culture sounds like something's light. No, that sets the standard. And when you set a standard like that, when you have a set a standard for excellence, you're going to demand the best out of the people in that locker room, and you're going to demand accountability. You're going to demand constant effort. You're going to demand no taking plays off. And when you have and that just shows in that first round pick, because he didn't take plays off. He had to block for the runners. And then he got his chances to make big plays in the passing game.
Yeah. No, dude, you know what? Keep talking, man. You got some good stuff going. The chat, they're giving me a hard time about my baby face, and they can tell I'm trying to tell them I work at a steel mill and I was in a high gas area, and you have to be clean shaven in case you got to go have that mask on. But hey, I'm laughing at myself too. Even Kris, he said something. I said something to my boy when I got home. I said, "You notice something a little different from Daddy?" He goes, "Yeah, I noticed it a little while ago, Dad, a while ago." And I'm like, "He didn't say that." You know, he got on me. He gets on me when I don't notice that his mama got, you know, something done or whatever. But you know, Dad, he gets his face shaved, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, it's like I just disappeared. Don't even matter, Kris. So yeah,
It's all cool. I gotta keep this like this because if
yeah,
it sometimes you gotta take it easy on unleashing the baby face. So I totally understand it, man. I totally understand it, but it's kind of like how what a lot of Bears fans thought of this draft pick. We was thinking of the tight end for Penn State, but when you look at how he brought this on upon us, it's kind of just like, you know what? The more you think about it, it's like I get it though. Is that
yeah,
there's a reason behind it, and when you
yeah,
look at the reason behind it, it's like, dang, you knew better than I did. And here I
yeah,
am, thought I knew what I was talking about, and it comes with this. The pick with Luther Burden, you're talking about a
yeah,
guy who had a certain level of production parallel to Marvin Harrison, and he's doing this in the SEC. So
yeah,
when you look at just how it's getting set up, a dangerous guy in the slot, you have a guy in a Dunze, you have a guy in DJ Moore, and you bring in Colston Loveland, who's good at blocking, is a good reliable option in the passing game. When you look at how he's building this offense, it looks like it's going to get real spooky for defenses for the rest of this year, just
well,
because of the pieces.
mhm. No, you know what? And you're right, just because of the pieces. And we're going to get into another piece you just touched on really quickly. You must be reading my show notes, but here we go. It's hard not to know what's coming next, right? Luther Burden, man. Luther Burden in the building. Come on, everybody. Let's give it up for Mr. Luther Burden. Dude, the last time I got excited about a man named Luther, he made the jaws drop, dude. Luther Vandross, Luther Vandross, baby. Made the jaws drop, baby. All the weddings when I was in grade, middle school, they called it junior high back in the day. That's how old I am, even though I probably look like a little punk kid with my shaved face. But dude, every wedding, my brother was a wedding DJ, so every time he put the music on, Luther come on, and all the boys at that age, right? They were too macho, they were too tough to slow dance with a girl. I says, move on over, baby. Tracks is coming on in, man. I love these tracks. Time to dance, baby. It's time to dance. And I had some moves. No, but that was the last time I heard the name Luther, and and that's the last time I got this excited. Listen, this Luther, let's put him up real quick. Let's put a little picture up so you guys can stop clowning on my baby face. There you go. You got Luther. He's got a left baby face. Look at Hey,
Gold, man.
dude, he's a beast, man. At pick 39, are you kidding me? I give that one an A-. Oh, by the way, let's talk about the grade, man. Let's talk about the grade. I give Coloulston Lovelin an A to A+, bro. Solid, man. Seriously, I try not to give away the A pluses too much because you almost sound like a homer, but I'm really close to it, man. I'm really close to it. But get this Luther Burden, A- to A, dude. That's what I'm giving it, okay? So listen, his profile, 5'11", 208 pounds. He averaged 16.3 yards per catch and 10 yards after the catch per reception in 2024. Why does he fit? Explosive after catch threat and Johnson's quick game concepts, man. Jay, will Burden's raw burst fix the Bears' yards per catch doldrums from last season, bro? You think so?
I definitely think so. Just because of the simple fact that he can generate yards after the catch. When you have guys like that, it's not just 2-3 yards. You have a guy that can literally you could literally break it and make big gains in the passing game without having to drop back in the pocket and wait on a deep over or a post route to get open. You could just say, "Hey, I'll give it to you off of a slip screen," and you could make magic happen. It's the level of explosiveness. And then with me, I give this an A, and I'll sound like the homer. I'll give the Colston Loveland an A+ because when you think of scheme fit and you think of just how he was in college, you're not knowing if they're going to use him mainly as a blocker or a
Yeah.
pass catcher just because of his roots. He can do both. And then you have the Smythe acquisition during the offseason. Then you have Cole Kmet. And you have a Doomsday. You have you drafted a running back. You got the running back we have now and
Hold,
DJ
hold,
Moore.
yep.
It, and you went to
Hold on.
work on the offensive line.
Hold on. Don't get, come on, man. You get ahead of me now. You get, come on.
I'm sorry. When I start cooking, I do a little too much. Just a little.
That's when folks check out. You get ahead of it. Oh man, he done blew everything. He blew his load. Get out of here, you know. But
My bad.
we got to give
I
him
do.
we got to give him the appetizer, and then at the end, chef's kiss. You know, they might not see it as that. They might see it as some like, you know, like hillbilly soup or something instead of a mastacholi or something like that.
Oh,
You know, or jambalaya or something that, you know, real good.
I
Gumbo.
got too excited.
Oh,
My bad.
That's why we're good. That's why we're good. And I too, my friend, I will give that what you gave it also. I think I got a video in here. Let me see if I got the video in here. Let's see. You
Yeah.
know what? I think I already moved on from that. So let's let's go back to where we was at. Let's go into this guy you talked about earlier, man. This guy. Where's he at?
But just the simple fact of everything he did in this draft class,
There we go.
perfect time.
There we go. Trapilo, Ozzy Trapilo, however you say it. I guarantee you it won't be long before we get his name right, folks. Because here's the deal with Ozzy, man. This guy, did you know that his dad and Ryan Pohl's dad played together? They're both alums from Boston College. And when Ryan called him, he said, you know, hey brother, you know, we're alum together. You know, I went to Boston, blah blah blah. And then he asked about his dad. You could tell he's excited about it. Big body guy, Ozzy. You know, this is okay. Listen, he's got Joe Alt vibes. Just so you know, bro. Joe Alt. Control Alt Delete vibes, bro. Joe Alt that went to Notre Dame and now plays for the San Diego Superchargers, bro, for Jim Harbaugh. Listen to this guy's numbers, bro. I give this a solid B+. Only because he's not going to be starting right away, but hey, listen, that doesn't mean that he's going to start on the field at all, okay? He will take the field. They'll find ways to take the field. Jumbo packages, goal line, whatever, short, whatever it takes, bro. Here's the deal. 6'8", 320 pounds, 3-year starter, first team all ACC, check. Excels in true pass sets, check. And run blocking, check. Versatile swing tackle, check. Guard ready for NFL. Guard ready for NFL as a freaking 6'8". That tells you the guy's athleticism. If you're 6'8" and you could potentially play guard, Kris, I'm sorry, bro, but that jumps out to me. Very exciting, very exciting. Kris, can Trapilo anchor the edge from day one, or will he ease into like a left guard, left tackle to right guard swing commodity? Where do you see him at, bro? I mean, here's the deal. I want to say this before you, not that I'm leading the witness, but I might be leading the witness, okay? This guy right here, we don't know what's going on with him, okay? We would be foolish if we didn't do our due diligence and go out and get some help, right? So where are you at, brother? Where are you at with this, man? Help me out.
I'm liking it. You got a big guy who could take the tackles and the guards, and it helps as far as like where you want to plug him in, as far because he's versatile, and You know what I'm saying? Like we had our offensive line woes, and if you need a guy to come in, plug and play early within his career, he's the type of guy, and he's good in pass sets. To find a guy that's 6'8" and serviceable as a guard is a tough find, man. Because of that height advantage, because of the height could be somewhat of a disadvantage for D tackle. I don't know tracks. I was DB in my first life when it came to like my younger days. You tell me what it is as far as the guards, because I think like when I think of usual guards, it's more like around the 6'4", 6'3" type of guys, and the tackles are usually the taller guys on the end.
Even shorter, because when you are in the pocket and you're Justin Fields and you're, a guy like Justin Fields, you're a guy like Caleb Williams around that height, you want to make sure that you don't fling the rock into somebody's head. That's why you want the bookends taller than the guards. Now that's a lazy take, but that does have a little something to do with it. But there's also more mobility. Look at a guard in basketball versus look at a center in the NFL. Who's going to have more speed? Who's going to have more lateral movement? Who's going to have better hips? It's going to be the guy that's lower to the ground, that's got more bend in the knees. This guy actually, he can anchor really well and set the edge from day one, but he can also play guard. And I think that's what's crucial, and I think that's what's important. And that's why, my friend, I give him a solid B plus. And depending on how quickly he gets out there, listen, he could be a solid A minus if he takes reps or if somebody goes down. And that's what you got to do, bro. You cannot allow that to happen again, where a guy goes down and you instantly feel a huge gap, bro. You can't let that happen, man. You cannot let that happen. And if you want to add a little bit more to this before we move on, I will just say this. The next guy that we have to talk about, since you were a defensive back, this guy should excite you in Shamar Turner, the burner, man. Defensive lineman, pick 62. Oh, my. The only thing I could tell you is, bro, make sure your jersey's a little bit longer. I don't want to be seeing those midriffs and those fat rolls coming out unless you take a couple biscuits away. If you take the man's couple biscuits away every breakfast, he might be able to pull it off. But right now, nobody want to see that, bro. Nobody want to see that. So, yeah, do you have anything else you want to talk about with Ozzy, Kris, or do you want to move on, bro?
I just see it as when it comes to picks like Trapilo, it's huge because that shows the meat and potatoes of a talent of a GM when it comes to finding those guys at those spots. When you have those third, fourth, fifth round picks start to hit, that shows you know how to find that talent. So if this particular guy, wherever position he steps in, tackle or guard, the fact that you could get a guy like that, that's huge. And if he shows up and he starts to make defensive linemen be like, hey, what's my name? You're gonna know who I am when you watch the film, you're gonna know who I am when the game over. You have a guy like that on the field and he can show up from the third round, that's pivotal. That's pivotal. It's huge, especially on the line.
Yeah,
but no, I want to get to the defensive tackle though. You know what I mean?
I didn't put this guy in the show for you because you love defense. Okay, this guy did. Who's been busy. This guy that's been busy working the phones. He did that for you. He did that for all of us. And I just want to say thank you because I honestly I had his bags packed. I was calling the Uber driver. I even actually said, don't know Uber driver. If you hire him an Uber driver, if you make a phone call, we're firing you too. Okay, we're gonna fire you too. That's how mad I was at him for a while, bro. But listen, he's restored himself to me. And not that I'm anybody of importance, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So listen, let's get into it. Let's get into Shamar Turner, defensive tackle, Texas A&M at pick 62. Talk about value, man. I give this one a solid B. Only because I don't know where he's at in terms of that line, okay? If I knew a little bit more about that, I might give him a B plus, but Plus, you got to keep it away from being a little too much homer. I definitely am a meatball homer at this point with all my A's and stuff and B plus and all that. But here's the deal: his profile 6'3", 290. He ran a 4.8 40. That's sick for being as big as he is. 71 PFF pass rush grade. Alignment, versatile disruptor. Instant addition to Dennis Allen's hybrid fonts with early down gap penetration. Eric, before I ask you this question, I got to ask the chat a question. You guys like my alignment with the camera? I moved it around for you guys so I'd have a little bit more eye contact. Do you feel like I'm kind of tuned in a little bit more? I had to make a small adjustment. Hopefully it's working out for you guys. I'm willing to try anything once. And I mean that in the most straight heterosexual way. Eric, Chris, is Turner's hand fighting quickness ready for NFL tackles, or is he just a high motor depth piece, or can he be both at the same time, bro? Where do you see him?
I see him as the ability to be both. When you paid attention to Texas A&M, the one thing that kept them in a lot of games, it is that defense, and that defensive line put the cape on for a lot of them plays when it came to it, because their offense wasn't able to produce at a high clip. Sometimes they were shorting out. That defensive line was a bunch of game records. So when I heard the name, I heard Texas A&M. I said, oh yeah, we got a guy here, because of the simple fact that he can literally that everything when it came to Texas A&M. They got penetration on run plays, they got penetration on pass plays, and you got one of those dogs from that line. Yes, as a was it late in the, as one of the fourth picks we've had in the draft. That's something. That's and another thing, he's versatile. There's a theme here. There's no one trick ponies.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. That's a bar. I'm telling you right now. This is a bar. This is something that we're seeing. We're seeing a trend here. Everybody can play multiple positions. All hands on deck, bro. Everybody grab a row. And do your job on this boat, okay? So what's up, Cheryl? Love you. Thanks for everything. Thank you, everybody, for checking out. Hey, listen, I agree with what Cliff said, and it tailors exactly with what you just said, bro. Shamar going to play edge or tackle, maybe both. I feel like he's got the vibes where he could definitely play both, man. He's big enough to play tackle, and he's fast enough to play a 4.8. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Come on. How about it? Love it. Good, dude. Tuned to play edge until Nick Scorton transferred. Or Turner played edge until Nick Scorton transferred. I love that, man. That's great. That's good. That's a good bar. I like that. We need that from the chat, guys. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. So here's the deal. Let's move on to the next guy. Did you tell me what his grade was, bro?
The grade I have for him, I give it a B. I give it a B. I'll take it easy. Partner's gonna say B plus A minus, but I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna give it a little B, because I give out too many A's. You start to lose your credibility a little bit. So I'll give it a B.
We got to have some credibility up in these streets. But listen, the next guy that comes in, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this really quickly. Yeah, it's not good, guys. It's not good, man. We got over 100 in the building. Guys,
shout out to you guys. Shout out. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Love you guys. Make sure you guys share this video. Tell everybody about us. Open the doors out in the streets. Unless you're buck naked, then put a robe on, but tell everybody. Oh man, I almost got popped in the mouth, man. See, that's the good Lord. Oh, he's like, Trex, don't do that, man. Don't go that route, dude. Don't go that route. Hey, listen. Next guy, man. Come on, man. There has been so much talk about this guy. Try to show him. Why isn't it not coming up? Hold up. All right, it ain't coming up. Let's just go ahead and get into it. I don't know why this picture ain't coming up. This is crazy. Huh. You're still there, right?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely here.
Okay.
You talking defense? I'm gonna be here all the whole time.
No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to make sure. All right, and we're back. We're back. You got me?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. All right. So, well, let's pull this guy out. Let's pull this guy out then. There we go. Oh man, this guy has got nothing but complaints since he's in the building. I have not heard one person say one good thing about this guy. I mean, we can't even tell him, hey, welcome to the NFL, kid. Well, we can't even say that because we're like, what the heck just happened? But let's try to break this down. Let's try to make some sense of this. Are you ready, Kris?
Well, I could do that. I could do that.
All right, Ruben Hypolite the second. A lot of my guys, 4-star included, they had to do a deep dive to figure out what the heck this guy's doing. Pick 132, okay? I give it a B minus, and here's why, man. 6 foot, 235, 110 tackles, 3 interceptions, 4.45 40 at Pro Day. What he's got, though, is leadership, coverage, and special teams. His fit for me is special team standout, rotational linebacker with coverage upside. He can go sideline to sideline. He's pretty fast, man. Pretty darn fast for a freaking a linebacker. He might even play safety also. That's the thing that you got to look at with this guy, Dennis Allen, man. He's going to try to put you in cover 1, cover 0, put you down as a safety to cover a slot wide receiver, put you down covering a tight end, or out on the flats, when you've got to do that banjo technique in the cover 1, and you run that banjo and you got to slide to the left, and your Mike linebacker slides to the right or straight up the middle, in the A and the B gap. So all of this to be said, bro. Do you think that Hypolite, and I've also saw where he could potentially back up Tremaine. So really nobody knows what's going on with this guy. They're all trying to figure it out, right? Jay, and we really won't know. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I just want to let you guys know. Thank you guys for giving us all of your content and every, type of idea that you have to share with our ideas, because that's all we got here, guys, is ideas. We don't, at the end of the day, I don't know nothing. But Jay, here's the deal, Kris. Can Hypolite speed translate to third down snaps in Allen's nickel packages? Do you see him coming in with that speed, that versatility speed, or where do you see him exactly lining up, brother? Where do you see him at? What's going on with this man?
Immediately, I see it more of a special teams right now. But when you look at Dennis Allen, as far as like linebackers, there's one thing they always seem to have is speed. And when they send them on the blitzes, it's like sending a torpedo at a ship. So I understand why people look at this pick like he doesn't seem like the guy for us. But the thing about it is that this is speed, and it's always attack of some shape or form. So this guy, he may be, if given a shot that he can produce, he may be a type of linebacker that we didn't see coming and being productive. That's just it's one thing you don't teach is speed, sideline to sideline, tackling machine, but it was in the ACC, so I understand why people look down on it. Same time, guy, yeah, we don't have that type of speed on this defense as of right now. So he could be good for coverage and everything.
Kris, I don't know. I agree with Scrolls a lot usually. Every once in a while, we don't all agree with everything, all the time. And I know he sure the hell don't agree with me. But listen here. Here's what I want to say about this. I I agree with the Roquan comp in a certain type of way. But here's the thing I want to share with him. I don't know if Roquan had this type of speed, man. I really don't know if he had this type of speed. I think this guy's potentially quicker and faster. That's where I see him at, bro. That's where I see him at.
I agree. It just I think it's just a level of expectation, because of when he was drafted. And when you look at Dennis Allen, when you looked at the middle linebacker he had on that team,
Yeah.
last time I checked, guess what round he was drafted in? Fourth round, fifth round. So he could take guys like this and bring and get the best out of them,
Okay.
especially with the tools he has. So that's the only reason why. It's more of a scheme fit thing and what the tendencies of who Dennis Allen likes to have as that middle linebacker.
Sean's in the building. Sean, shout out to Sean. Hey, yeah. Scroll says, isn't Maryland Big Ten? It absolutely is.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
right.
Yep. So that's all right, man. That's all right. Shake it off. Shake it off, bro.
I said some good things today. You know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect. It's all good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I only pull out a rusty trombone every once in a while, and that's after you give about like 3 bad takes. And so far, I've only heard 1 from you, and probably more than 3 from me, maybe. But we're just here for comic relief sometimes. That's all it is. So, but hey, listen, I want to talk about another guy that's probably, really close to your heart. Okay. Really close to your heart. Somebody that I think potentially has not only that man's DNA, but more importantly, this man's DNA. Let's talk about Zah Frasier, cornerback at 169. 169, bro. That's a solid. When you get a guy like him, listen, I'm giving this a B vibe, okay? 6'3, 186. I'm telling you right now, give this man a couple brats. Give this man a couple beef sandwiches. I can show him some donut spots, and he can easily put on 14 pounds one freaking day, man. I'm telling you right now. But height, it's hard to coach height. 6'3, his wingspan is sick. 6 interceptions in 2024, ran a 4.36 40, elite length and ball skills. Sean, what do you got? What do you think about my new camera angle, bro? I got another. I got to ask him because he's another fellow producer, man. It's the teacher, teaching the pupil and the pupil helping the teacher out. Wax on, wax off. Listen, here's where he fits for me, bro. And you could tell me because this is your acumen, not mine. All right. For me, his fit is a press man specialist to disrupt timing in man heavy coverages, man. When you go into that cover, for quarters where you go partial man zone, I think a guy like this guy really excites me, man. Kris, is Frasier ready to shadow boundary threats, or should he rotate in sub packages first? Where do you see him at, bro? Help me out.
I would see him more as a corner you can use in space if you go in zone, just because of the fact he has closing speed and range. It's the toughest thing you want to do is go against a 6'3" cornerback, especially when it comes to press. Them long arms, they play a big role, man. And and on top of that, it makes it more difficult when it comes to throwing those deep balls into the basket because he can get a hand on those. Usually, when you have corners, they're more like in the 5'10", 5'11". Those 4 inches playing DB, but it makes things a whole lot tougher for a passing game. And then, and what I see this is, it could be something of a type of Richard Sherman type of deal. Have a guy that's like 6'3". I'm just hey, I'm not. No. That's not the expectation. It's not the comparison. It's just the body size.
You
Same
can't get
round and everything.
you cannot not make me get excited about him or Cam Chancellor in the building, any one of those guys. What about what's his name? Sean Taylor, all them big body, tall, strong guys, man. I could see this guy working out in the gym, getting strong. Al Harris get a hold of him. Hey, man, you might even see this guy get a little beard action go on, get some long hair going, all that kind of stuff. You never know what the Al Harris, setup's going to be like, man. I love it. I love the influence. I love what's going to happen. Scroll says tracks you should grade every team's draft so we can laugh at Detroit. Solid F for Detroit. Solid F for Detroit, man. Yeah. Yep.
But
Yep.
but it's a good acquisition. You got all corners, and on top of that, he can rotate in, and he adds that height and closing speed. And I believe once the game starts to slow down, he could probably be one of those guys you don't want to throw the ball at.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now I want to move on to this guy. Here we go. Excited about this guy. I can't wait to talk about this guy. Let's talk about this guy in Luke Newman from Michigan State, man. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people didn't know what this guy was. We didn't talk about him at all in any of our shows at all. We didn't have him in any of our what do you call it? You go back, look at our tapes when we had these, mock drafts. He didn't come up. So you know what I had to do? I had to go back and I had to go talk to Jim Miller. Jim Miller is my forever co-host at the casino, good friend of mine now. Had to ask him. I said, listen, Jim, you're alum, right? Both Michigan State. What's up with this guy? He goes, Brandon, this guy can play every position on that line. Don't worry about him one bit. And he played in the Big Ten. He played against some big boys over there in Michigan Wolverines. He played against fast guys over at Penn State. You know where I'm going with this. All those guys that we wanted to draft, he had to block. Okay, so here's where I got Luke Newman, and I'm going to give him a B plus because this is at pick 195, and I figure, you know what? Why the hell not? Especially after I talked to, Jim and I found out more about him. Okay, Mr. 70. Here's the deal. As much as we got excited about Trapilo when we gave him his grade earlier, I'm excited to present this young man to you guys too, and I know Kris is also. Here's the deal. 6'4", 315 pounds, FCS All-American, 49 consecutive starts. Smooth versatility across guard and tackle. This guy never gave up a penalty, man. All those plays, no sacks, and zero freaking pressures, man. No hits on his quarterback, man. Plug and play depth in battle for starting snaps in camp, man. Let me ask you a question, Kris. How much does Newman's championship pedigree matter on the O-line battle, man?
That's huge because you got a guy that.
I'm talking about Holy Cross. I'm not talking about Michigan State, not the
Oh,
championship.
all right. I was about to say, hold on. Hey, whoa, that's the Michigan State numbers.
No. It's
in the 6th round.
No. It's his NCAA numbers, but I'm saying for Holy Cross, he had a championship with those guys. So
yeah. Well, I'll see it like this. Once again, the key thing that's been happening with these draft picks, another versatile guy again, another plug and play anywhere you need a type of guy that can function in multiple spots. And I like this pick just because of the fact that he has discipline. He actually has pedigree of where, he knows what it takes to be part of a winning program. And when you bring that into a locker room, it could just be shown in your work ethic if you're a new guy in the building. So when you have those type of things, when you have the new guys bringing in healthy things that come from a great culture, it helps just solidify everything you're trying to do in that building as far as the standard. So because the old guy's gonna look at him and go, hey, the new guy doing this, I don't want to look bad because the new guy's showing up. So he's gonna have to do what he got to do and put the work in and everything too. So
Love it.
yeah, I like this pick. I'll give it a C plus. I give it a C plus. I love the versatility, but I don't really know a lot about the guy as of right now. The pedigree looks amazing. The fact that he has literally he has literally no any penalties. That's huge for me. But as of right now, C plus. When I see him on the field, I'm pretty sure that grade gonna jump. Great size, everything.
Well, go look at the highlight reels. When you go look at Michigan State and you go look at those guys and they play against Michigan, okay? You go look at those two big beefy tackles that just got assigned in the first round, okay? Go look at those guys. Michigan versus Michigan State. Here's another thing. Jim goes and he watches his alma mater, okay? He goes, his son plays there as a tight end. And so he's over there checking them out, and he's checking in on his alumni, man. That's where he's at. So I trust him. I trust him. I trust um I trust Dan, man. I think we got a really good offensive line coach. They handed the mic over to him when they picked him. I thought that was pretty cool too, because they did that for all the other, positional coaches when you pick all these guys up. And then they hand it over to him. I'm like, okay, okay. So yeah, man, I'm excited about him. Let's see what happens. Like somebody said, Cliff said, I like new depth on the O line a lot better than last year, man. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Um, so here's the deal. Let's look into Kyle. Kyle, is this him? No, this is the Texas State kid. We'll get into him in a little bit. Hankins, the undrafted kid. This guy's got muscle on muscle, man. This guy is a beast. But we're gonna talk about Kyle Manangay, the running back. Here we go. Bottom left. Bottom left, man. Our new Isaiah Pacheco, pick 233, man. I'm giving this a solid B plus. You want to know why? My buddy Terrence Young, who's a Hall of Fame fan, inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Mike Singletary was there as basically like his mentor, helped him walk through everything, all that stuff. He said he called up his boy over there in Maryland. He's a big Tarpon fan. He goes to all the freaking games and all this. He says, listen, Terrence, you go look at this guy. He's exciting. He'll blast through guys. He doesn't avoid contact. He doesn't look for it, but he doesn't avoid it. And after the hit, he continues, man. He's got a big motor. It's hard to take him down. But more importantly than anything, what do you want from a rookie? If I hand you the ball, I'm not looking for a home run. It'd be nice, but don't put us in a worse situation than we're already in, because if I'm handing the ball to a rookie, things aren't doing too well. So I hand the ball to the rookie as long as he doesn't cough the rock up. And this guy has not fumbled the ball in the history of ever. You, my friend, me, my friend, when has it been one time I could eat a bowl of cereal and spill milk on my freaking gullet, on my shirt? I could eat some chicken and get a little bit of crumbs, some church chicken crumbs, some Popeye crumbs all over my shirt. I'm telling you, I'm a mess. This guy never, ever dropped the freaking rock. He never put it on the carpet. To me, that's all I need to hear, man. All the rest is extra from here on out. I think this is our new Isaiah Pacheco. He's 5'8", 211 pounds, nearly 1,300 yards rushing, 0 fumbles on 707 career carries, 4.640, compact, powerful bullback. Fits, you know what his fit is? It's short yardage, man. He's a hammer, and complementary receiving options also in Johnson's run pass arsenal. He actually can block too. So let me ask you a question, bro. Will Manangay's contact balance earn him early work and short yardage and third down?
I think so, because here's the thing: not only is he a guy that doesn't fumble, while he was at Rutgers, he averaged over 5 yards a carry for 2 years straight. So when you add that to it, He's a guy he's gonna get those tough yards. Those tough yards mean a lot when it comes to sustaining a drive. He can catch out the backfield, so his versatility. Third down, if it's third and short, they can run. They can run them. They can run them out of shotgun. They can do multiple things with him. Another guy that can do multiple things: get you tough yards, catch a swing pass out the backfield, and block.
Love it.
I honestly think this one slept on.
This is slept on, bro. And
I
this is
think
a
this is slept on.
solid. This is what we're talking about. When you go talk to guys that, Jim Miller, Pat Kerwin, they were both at the Senior Bowl. They checked it out, right? They were looking at guys like Marcus Yarns, undrafted. Go check out his numbers from Delaware. All kinds of running backs all over the place, man. You could pick any one of them. I'm telling you, man, this is my next Isaiah Pacheco. I'm calling it. Some guys say Kareem Hunt. If he turns out to be either or, I'm happy with it. Not everybody has to be a damn Derrick Henry. Not everybody has to be a Saquon Barkley. And before this year, nobody had nothing to say about either of them. Everybody jumped on the bandwagon and said, now you got to go get yourself a big body running back. What about Pacheco winning a damn Super Bowl as a damn rookie? Okay? Let's make it make sense. Not everybody has to be. There it goes again. Gosh dang it. I'm telling you right now.
The Kareem, whoever made the Kareem Hunt comparison, sir, I salute you, because guess what? When he was at Toledo, he never fumbled either. So he's in good company when you actually pay attention. Like this running back.
Thank you.
This running back class was that deep, though, that you have a guy like this going in the 7th round. So that's why it feels like such a sleeper pick. I give it a B plus. I give it a B plus. He can plug and play right now, in my opinion.
What up, Laz, in the building? Oh my God. Listen to this, guys. We got over 80 on XApp. We've got 30 on YouTube, man. It is awesome. Over 100 in the building. This is exciting, man. This is fun. Me and Kris are freaking checking it out. Scrolls is helping me out with the name. Manangay. I can do that. I can do the Manangay. Thanks, bro. But you know what? I have fun with mispronouncing all these names. Don't ask me to say Deo Obangbobo. I freaking, this guy, when I get him on, he's just gonna be like, drop me your low. I'm gonna come slap you around. Hey, what up, Laz? Thank you for showing out, man. It's been a minute, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Laz been with us forever, man. Cliff says Cleveland radio guy. Yeah, we seen this everywhere also. He's about to say radio guy with good sources is saying Nick Chubb is talking with an NFC North team. Just saying. I don't know. Here's the deal. You get a guy from over at Cleveland and all of a sudden, he's a good source. There's good sources all over the place. We got a guy and then he's not a good source. I don't even know if that's a thing. And you go look at Nick Chubb. I just watched a highlight video of him jumping over some boxers in the gym. That's all fine and dandy. And I don't know if it's contact or if I don't know if it's old age, because he's almost on the wrong side of 30. He's 29 right now, and he's averaging 3 yards a carry. That doesn't excite me. I think you go try to find somebody else. I don't think it's him. Even on a team-friendly discount, how much of it is a discount if the guy can't stay healthy and on the field? So I understand everybody's fascination with Chubbs and stuff, and I get those guys that you want to bring out. And I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm just saying that don't look at two guys that are on a show as a for sure thing, because we got a couple guys around here that we trust, and not everybody's perfect. Things do change, by the way, too. It's okay for these front offices to change. It might not even be these guys that are making bad picks. Things are moving around all the time. You know what I mean? So we'll see, though. I mean, thanks for highlighting that, though. I do appreciate that for sure. Thank you, Cliff. I love you, bro. J.K. Dobbins would be a better. I've seen J.K. Dobbins all over the place too. Like everybody's beating these two guys up. J.K. Dobbins or Nick Chubbs. I feel like that's an easy take for anybody right now. But
it's just the health issues. That's the biggest issue. The best ability is availability.
Yep.
The talent's there for the most part. Chubb is just he came back from a gruesome injury. Hard to trust that knee, subconscious. I get that.
Yeah,
It's just the talent's there. It's just the availability because they always in the injury report.
facts, bro. Good take. Good take. Now, listen, I want to talk about. Listen, we're gonna have a show where we're gonna break these guys down. I'm excited about this guy, this Dion, big body guy, Dion Hankins. I mean, look at this guy, man. He looks like a physical athlete. I'm excited, man. I cannot wait. I can't stress this to you guys enough, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's get excited about it. I just wanted to throw that out there, a little chum in the water. So you guys hopefully will come back and we can pack the house. But I really don't want to get into that right now. But what I do want to get into is the roster impact and rookie spotlight. What does it mean when all these men make it in the building? We're going to talk about an offensive engine. Loveland plus Burden ignite the passing game. Trapilo, Newman, fortify protection. Manangay. And, oh, I did it. I did it. I nailed it. I nailed it. Woo! Thanks to the dude in the chat. He adds physical burst. Okay. Defensive evolution. Turner the Burner infuses pass rush juice. Hypolite and Frasier bring multi-dimensional athleticism, guys. They bring multi-dimensional athleticism. Depth pieces set for special team roles. Man, Caleb Williams launching pad with the NFL's top-ranked scoring offense under Johnson's regime and a historically supportive offensive line. Williams enters a rookie slate primed from, I'll be a sophomore, I'm sorry, a sophomore slate primed for breakout, mirroring Detroit's leap under Johnson's 2024, guys. Let's fire up our final thoughts, man. We're going to talk about some things, man. Here's the deal. Bears Nation, that's your huge draft grade blitz. You gave me yours for Manangay, right? Did you give me yours for Manangay?
Wait, for how many years for him to block? I honestly think he could crack the lineup this year if possible, just because of how dependable he is and, like the way he brings to the table. He may be the David Montgomery to this type of rushing attack, and DeAndre Swift can try to be like the more agile guy. So I mean, the way this offense is getting built, it's just looking like spooky hours because you're having guys that could play multiple positions, pick and play. You don't know where the ball's going. You don't. Too many weapons. Weapons are all flexible. You don't know what the play call going to be. And then you have a mad scientist that's a head coach right now that's had the history of his offenses putting up 40 and 50 pieces. Like, come on, man. If this don't get you excited, like, come on, I don't know what does. I don't know what does. You love offensive football, get ready because it feels like there's going to be a lot of points scored this season.
Bro, what is it like to feel this right now on the cusp of a new year where you go look at guys that are saying the defensive coordinators, not the offensive coordinators, because that's always been our defense. That's been our MO. But defensive coordinators will be losing sleep. And listen, we might all have the same chess pieces on the field. But I'll tell you what, from what I see from Ben Johnson, from what I see from Dennis Allen, this right here, the heart, the brains. I take these two guys and their smarts and their acumen and their attention to detail and their leadership and everything that they're doing right now. I pick them over your best staff any day. Bring it. Bring it, North, because we're about to take it back. I'm excited, man. Like I said, Bears Nation, that's your huge draft grade blitz. Massive thanks to my boy Kris for your blazing film insights, man. And like I said, we're going to get into some questions right now, and we're going to talk about a couple questions. We're going to ask the chat. Will Loveland lead the league in tight ends and yards? Can Turner get 8 sacks or more as a QB rookie, as a rookie, burner. It all starts now, man. It all starts now. So let's ride this rookie wave together, man. Let's see what you guys got in the chat, man. What do you guys think? Scroll says he expects to see Ben use Burden as wide receiver, running back, kick returner hybrid like a Percy Harvin. Whoa, I like that. That's good, man. That's nice. I like that, man. Cliff says, I love it that Bears signed a couple guys with attitudes like Olin and Mongo. That has been missing from the team. What about that, Kris? I think that's a solid take, man.
Attitude plays a big role because you know what I'm saying. You can keep that team hype when you have good attitudes in that building. It helps, man. It makes a tremendous impact. It adds a little swagger to them when you have those guys that bring that energy. So I like that. I actually like that, and that's what I think also comes along with Dennis Allen and with Ben Johnson as well, because they do bring that swag, but in different ways. Ben Johnson, wherever he's going to be a mad scientist, draw up plays some things you've never seen before. And Dennis Allen's going to attack you in some ways that's going to frustrate an offensive coordinator. So I'm loving it. Bring the energy, bring the swag, bring the heart, bring the discipline as well. That's all the things you need to be successful, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. Offensive and defense. I can't wait.
Yeah, man. I can't wait either. Here's the thing about all this is like there's always something that's missing. You got the players on the defense, and you might have a little bit of offense, and then you're missing that. And then you're missing some guys in the, what do you call it? In the office, in the staff. I feel like we got a lot of it. I feel like we got a lot of it, man. Look at this war room, man. These guys look happy. They look like they're having a good time. They look refreshed. This is what you look like when you look prepared. When you give it all and you lay it all on the line, you still see Poles. Look at Poles. He's got them bags under his eyes. And I guarantee you, Ben still got his. But you know what you see there? Smiles, because they all know what just happened, except the guy in the corner. He looks like he might have bad belly or something. He might have ate a bad sandwich or something. I don't know. Maybe none of his guys are panning out and they're like, oh, this guy ain't going to last long. I don't know. Everybody else, they look relaxed. They look comfortable. This is what it looks like when you have attention to detail, when you focus and when your focus, where your focus flows, your energy goes. And this is the fruits of their labor and the results for all their hard work. I think these guys don't look like, oh man, we got nothing and we traded all of our trades back and we're all scurrying and we're worried. They don't look worried, brother. They don't look worried at all.
That's because they have confidence in their process because they done their homework and know what they're doing and who they're getting and what they're going to do with these guys.
Yeah.
When it make life so much easier when you're prepared. And it shows in that war room, man. I can't wait, man. Oh, good. Just waiting for tracks to come back, and we'll get more in depth as far as everything's concerned.
All right, brother. Thanks for everything. I appreciate you. I appreciate the chat. You guys have been awesome. You guys have been great. Once again, let us know what your grades are after the show. Leave it in the comments below. What's your total overall grade for this entire draft? I'm telling you right now, I give it a solid B plus. The whole entire thing, solid B plus, man. Everything. So from
Um,
from from my buddy Kris and to me and to you, we appreciate you guys, man. We appreciate your view. We appreciate everything. Love your camaraderie. Love your hospitality. Love you guys spending time with us. Listen, you could be anywhere else with your time, but you guys come and hang out with us for the evening. And we really appreciate that, man. Chi-Town up, bear down.